What do wonton wrappers, breakfast, turtles and whiskey all have in common? Well, this video. That's right, my good friends. I am always willing to put myself through physical danger to make sure that you guys can try only the finest cream of the crop viral recipes, and hopefully they won't be too bad. Some of these videos can be quite fraudulent, but they can be quite good, and I think that's the case today. All right, so first up we've got is deep fried pickles. This guy, look at that knife. Crocodile Dundee style, that's not a knife. Cores out a whole gherkin, pickle thing, whatever. Flesh and everything out as well, and then he's stuffing in what looks like a cheese string, and we'll come on to that in a bit. That's a wonton wrapper with some seasoning, and then I assume he might have dried that a little bit and rolling it up nice and neat. It gets fried until golden, that looks good. And then it gets halved and looks a little bit like that. So let's give this a try. Okay, so I've got a jar of pickles here, and this is my thing here. Like, they are quite wet out of the jar here. We can dry them off in a minute. Take the ends off. If we just do this very carefully. Come on, mate, out you come. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't want to lose this, though. Whoa, well, that woke me up. All right, so I have dried these out. And you get these, like, little snack cheese strings. Basically a cheese I don't mind because it tastes, well, I don't know, more plasticky, doesn't it? So I'm assuming that's what he's used. Does that fit through there well? Oh, wow, look, it's even pushing a bit more of the excess out. Kind of like the idea of just leaving it like that. But no, look, I mean, at the end of the day, if it's anything like the video we've just seen, it might actually end up coming out a little bit like that anyway. But there we are, we've got 3 for now, and those other 3 we might see in a bit. All right, so next up he uses wonton wrappers. Now, I can order them online, but they took about 2 days to get here. And I remember there was this new Asian store that's opened in my hometown, which is gonna be amazing for videos. And they sold this block of wonton pastry. And maybe I'm pronouncing that right, because even the guy in the shop, when I asked him for wonton, he was like, oh, the heavy stuff. I was like, am I saying 1 ton? But I've got this block here, and I'm sure, or hopefully it'll be in sheets. You never know. I don't think it will be. Oh, it is! Yes! Oh, fantastic. But they're tiny sheets. No. Oh, okay. I think we can join them together with water. Well, we're going to have to try, aren't we? Oh, that does look like it's bonding well, actually. That has actually worked. It still feels quite delicate, but I'll do the other side as well. If I put my video on the screen, he's just got one nice sheet like that looks like that size. I'm fairly certain he puts it in the middle and then rolls it forward and bring it into there so it all kind of gets wrapped in one straight line with it. Roll forward. Okay. I'm really quite pleasantly happy with that compared to where we were a moment ago. I'm just doing my second one and I remembered I forgot to put any of the seasoning in. Damn it. I'm gonna put some cayenne pepper in there. Why not? Let's have some kick. Yeah, there we go. And I've also decided I'm only gonna do the 2 purely because I wanna use the dough for something else. All right, let's see if it's hot enough. Ooh, that's good. So here are 2 parcels. In you go. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I think we're in a bit of a pickle, let alone that pickle. Oh, it's hit the moisture in the pickle itself, hence it wanted to spit, but we are nearly there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get these out earlier than I would have liked. Oh, because one of them, this one looks all right. Whereas this, look, there's actually a firmed up cheese shard there. Oh, look. Oh, that's coming right out. Yeah, there's a hole in that one, look. Some of it has escaped, but some of it might still be there. In fact, let's try that one. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, it's all gone. But it hasn't escaped from this one. Oh, there we go. That is much more like. In fact, mine is slightly melted. You can see where it's come away a little bit. All right, so I've got some sweet chili jam here. Have a little go at this. Whilst it's still warm. Whoa, like deceptively McDonald's apple pie territory hot. Yeah, I think to stop the cheese escaping, if you've got one single sheet of the pastry, that'll work absolutely well, but play around with it, and I think you'll love it. However, others had a little bit of feedback. So Danny Zadell commented, the cheese didn't even melt. That made me sad. I wanted to see the satisfying cheese pour, and to be fair, we just got one, so it all depends on the type of cheese you use, but those cheese strings are stubborn things, which is why I want to do a version with mozzarella. Oh no! All right, and here they are. And just as a little shout out to a recipe we've got coming up, a little bit of Scottish vibe, I wrapped a Mars bar in the pastry as well. That's been frying. And well, yeah, you can see it's trying to escape there. Battered Mars bars in Scotland, very popular thing, but let's try these. Ooh, okay, that's pretty good. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that works well. The Mars bar. Oh my gosh. Is it kind of melted? Oh yeah, look, you've got the melted chocolate and the caramel there. I had a friend that ran a fish and chip shop for a while and he said these were like really popular, but they destroyed their fryers. All right, next up is this fun one. This is masher turtles. You take a masher to kind of make it look like a turtle and then use the spare bits to create the limbs of the turtle and the head, do another one on top, crimp it together and bake it. It comes out like that. That is hilarious. There is actually a comment. I don't know whether the meme originated from the turtles, but it's like shaking going, "Ugh." Piece of bread here, and this looks like the right style masher. Let's push this down. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put some serious force on that. Okay, come on, mate. It looks good from this angle anyway. I just don't want to remove it. I got thick slices as well, so hopefully there'd be some depth. Oh, it feels like it might rip. Oh my gosh, look. And I know what you're thinking, it might look like something else, and yes, we will try that too. Oh, this is so fun. This is really cool. Look, that's awesome. I feel like now I've got it out there as well, I could possibly like go over it again if I line it up. Just want to make sure. Come on, mate. Oh, that's really, really flat now. Oh, yes. Okay, that's Barry's top tip. Go over it again. All right, leave me to it. We'll do another one. So I've just preheated my oven because it gets baked. It just needs to have a big enough border so that we can crimp it shut. Some mozzarella. So now I've got a few things here that I've made. I've just basically got some more bread, but I've made sure I've flattened it so it stays consistent. And I'm sticking it like about halfway into it, roughly in line with where his arms and legs and the head. Nice big piece there, all from the same piece of bread. So this goes on top. Oh, that looks amazing. But of course it won't stay there. Yeah, and we're gonna have to crimp the arms in as well, which is quite cool because it gives it that turtle outline. That's amazing. I always wanted a pet turtle. Right, let's get it in the oven. Check that out. We didn't put much in there, so I don't think it's gonna all like ooze out, but I just don't want it to burn. Okay. Oh, don't snap off. Look, it does say to brush it with a little garlic butter. So I've got some garlic parsley butter, if that's all right. The butter really does help, actually. I actually think this is pretty darn fun. I learned from our pickles to let that cool down a little bit. That's really, really nice. The garlic butter's helped as well. The cheese is melted in the middle. And what's really nice is like there's kind of like this two-tone texture. On my 40th birthday, I went to Heston Blumenthal's restaurant. They did this like teddy bear's picnic like sandwich thing. And it was soft bread and in the middle, a thin strip of toast, almost like a BLT where the middle was toast, the rest was bread. And that just gave me similar vibes. The arm and the head, well, apart from this arm that fell off, you can see they're more toasted, so you had that crunch, whereas the shell, well, it's kind of not like a shell. It's a little softer and lightly toasted, and it's that kind of like fusion of the two textures, along with the flavour. Aside from the gimmick, was surprisingly nice, and the only thing I'm missing is that it's not green. But I touched on this earlier, it does look like something that is green, and Marie actually put this in the comments of that video, now do a grenade, so we shall. All right, here we go. I'm probably thinking about it, should have like not done the pin and the, I mean, that looks brilliant. Not done that green and let it just go to like the natural sort of toastiness it did. I'm gonna probably get green tea from this. It's hot. Ooh, heat coming out of that. Ooh, I do like that hot sauce. Explosive in every sense, but again, you've got that seam, a nice crunch on there. The pin part, All right, so this next one is a little controversial. It's called an egg fry, and it will make sense why now. You see this first scene. There's an egg going into a pan. Beaten egg goes on top, some seasoning, lots of different ingredients. Looks really nice, to be fair. And then it gets turned over, and then some more ingredients again, seasoning again, out it comes. Then it gets turned over randomly and then halved, which looks cool. But if we go back to this first scene, let's just maybe like loop this first bit a bit, because it's caused a bit of controversy in the comments. Someone said, is it water or oil in the pan? And the authors put, it's oil, but you can use less oil. Thank God I'm not the only one who thought it was boiling water. Oh wow, it actually looks like water. That isn't water? And then Sasha Hair Palace says, I think they use both. First boiled one side, then fried. And the other person's like, I don't understand. Add less oil? Does that mean I'm adding water as well, but small oil? And then Ishaka has just put, which is kind of where I'm at. And also the fact that we've now got to try this and oil splashing earlier. You know, ultimately, it's called an egg fry. When I watched that, I was like, oh, is that water? I checked the comments and that was where that all started. And also, I think if you added that amount of beaten egg to water, you'd end up with some sort of like egg drop soup vibe. So we're gonna go oil. I think it looked like that because it was probably a small amount and it was maybe shimmering. Let's do this. And actually, now I think about it, there was a viral recipe I've done before called an egg boil. Oh, there you go, look. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the vegetable oil yellow hue has almost gone transparent there. All right, so I've got a hard-boiled egg. Oh my gosh, ouch. Yeah, that's going in there. And I've got some beaten egg that's been seasoned straight over the top. Seasoning. So that's chili powder, garam masala. There you go, look. Salt, onions, and coriander, and tomatoes. And some chopped chili. Hey, that's looking good. That's looking good. I watched Stranger Things season 5. That looks like a Demogorgon a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, it's not massively puffed up fully around it, but it does smell incredible. All right, here goes nothing. Oh, wow. And again, more salt, more of that seasoning, tomatoes, coriander, and the onion. This is amazing. Get a load of that. That looks brilliant. Oh, if only smell-o-vision existed. That smells so good. Look, and the egg is inside it. Oh my, that is so cool. Okay, so now what they do, and I'm not comfortable doing this, I've got to be honest. They slice down the middle through the hard-boiled egg, but not all the way through so that the egg joins a little bit. I really don't feel comfortable doing this. And I'm so glad I didn't boil the egg now, because that would have looked really random, but here we go. It's supposed to look like that. Look, I'll put the video on the screen. It's like a cartoon character with eyes. Yes. I know when you say it out loud, an egg omelette doesn't sound that bad, but that literally is an egg omelette. The spices work a charm there. The first batch of ingredients we put on, they've latched inside into the beaten egg mix, which is fantastic. I love the fact that the egg is kind of like locked in there. And with that in mind, I want to do my own version just with a few breakfast items to see if we can get more than just an egg. All right, a breakfast fry. Bacon, sausage, egg, hash brown. We know there's tomato going in. Oh gosh, come on. Yeah, and if I'm quick enough, I can set the tomatoes in with it. I'm gonna avoid the onions, I think. Oh, smoked bacon, it's looking good. Oh, come on, baby. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this was a good idea. The sausage and bacon are literally trying to escape. Yeah, it doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing. Looks more like a pudding. Despite loading it up without putting so much spices on, it's basically a breakfast omelette. There is no way am I going to be able to get, with the sausage, that fold. No, I said at the start of the video, it might get dangerous. I thought today was going to be safe. There's been oil going everywhere. It's been a little bit of a dangerous one. I need a drink. I do need a drink, and this by Tash Cakes is a hot toddy, which is a traditional Scottish drink. And I can't have very much of this because I do actually have to go to a parents' evening with Chloe tonight. Turn up there a little worse for wear after having, as you can see, there's whiskey going in this. There's a lemon slice with some cloves studded in there, honey at the bottom being topped up by boiling water, which is a bit controversial, mixed together and supposed to be a nice old drink. One comment that stood out was from Chad, that's not a cinnamon stick, that's a cinnamon branch. So we're going to give this a try, and it seems like there's a common theme there with the water, like the Irish one, the Scottish one mentioning it. However, controversy in the comments, which we'll try as well. Now, one thing we should probably agree on is that the honey probably best going in last, really. Saves you having to stir it through. And also a cinnamon stick, well, it's probably better like if it infused a lot longer, or just a sprinkle of cinnamon. But anyhow, a little bit of lemon juice. This is the lemon slice that I've studded with cloves as well. In you go, mate. 50 milliliters of whiskey, and then we top it up with boiling water. And I believe this is actually like quite a popular like cold remedy as well. I'm just trying to scrape up some of that honey to mix around. Oh, that smells strong. Oh, it does smell like it could be a medicine. Ooh! Hello! It's warm, it's good. Comforting, you're getting the honey, you're getting the lemon flavour. The cinnamon, the cloves, I don't think they really had time to do that much. I think if you kind of let it mull for a long time, that would be pretty darn good. Yeah, with every taste, the whiskey is starting to come more and more through, which actually will make me be quite groggy if I carry on having much, particularly as I'm going to do another version. I've got something brewing behind me just there, some tea, because, well, not only the fact that I shouldn't really have too much more because I'm off to a school in a minute, don't worry, Mrs. B is driving, but looking like a tipsy garam masala omelette eating dad might not be the greatest look. I've got to try and freshen myself up a bit. But there were lots of comments similar to this one by Bent Handlebars, remembered everything except the main ingredient. Good job. And it turns out that a lot of people were suggesting that it shouldn't be made with hot water. water, everything else would be the same, but it needs to be tea. As you guys know, I don't like tea. If I only like tea when it's got whiskey in it, what the heck is going on with my taste buds? Yeah, so just to show you, that is 50 milliliters of whiskey going in. We're gonna use the same glass. I wanna give that, oh my gosh, see? It didn't show it before. That is a good amount of whiskey, folks. I mean, of course, if you like scotch, if you like whiskey, brilliant. I actually didn't mind that. So that's the lemon juice, and then I'm gonna pour in this brewed tea. We've got everything else in there, other than, as suggested by a couple of people, honey last. I don't know if it's just my eyes, but that looks like it has still sunk to the bottom, so it's not really done much, but it does look, well, it certainly looks more like a whiskey now, if anything. The tea has really embraced that sort of amber color. All right, chin chin. Why does this one smell angrier? Oh gosh, it's the tea, it's not the whiskey. Oh. No, that's just made everything awful. Doesn't taste of tea, it doesn't taste of whiskey, it doesn't even taste of lemon. I don't know, it just reminds me of how a shoe could taste. That's the worst today. The best was that omelette, the first iteration, the breakfast thing, horrendous, the egg fry. Although I would really like to put egg fried rice in an egg fry. We've had some fun, we've had some danger, so hopefully from this you have got a recipe that you would like to try. Do let me know down below any viral recipes you've seen trending. I'll work my way through the list. I've got quite a few that you send me on your social media platform of choice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm gonna give it one more try, but I've got to go to this parents' evening. Oh gosh, what is wrong with you? I could see, do you know what? The medicinal properties, if someone said drink this, it will help cure your cold or something, maybe. But other than that, not great before a parents' evening. Good work, Barry. See you later.